Here we have Zoho projects, and this is used how we manage projects, create milestones, send out NAT reports and things of that nature. More or less just track the overall progress and budget for each and every project that we have, whether it be service or install. So we're going to create a new project because we have PharmaCann, Verilife, and they want a timeline type information. So we're going to create a new project. Project title is going to be the project or the customer we're dealing with, which is Verilife, or we could put PharmaCann. We want to add this to Zoho Sprints. That's another application that also manages the Zoho projects that you could download to your phone, and it's easier to manage. It's a web-based application to push the information back and forth. So the project, we can start the project. Let's say the project is going to start on the 18th. And the end date, let's say it take us a couple of weeks. End date could be October 13th. So now the description is what we got to do is complete the fire alarm install, program the system, install the fire alarm communicator, set up and activate the central station, submit application for approved drawings, pre-test the fire alarm system, then schedule for final inspection. I think that's it. And that's it. So the tags, you could put fire alarm because this is a fire alarm job. Tags are easy way you could just categorize everything into one group. Budget would be based on the project amount, and we will get the budget from you'll have this information, but we already sent them an invoice, so let's go and find out how much it costs. $14,405. This is going to be based off the fixed price of the project, which is the same amount. Copy, paste. We're going to track the budget based on the project hours. No, we're going to base it off the staff hours, right? So now, this is like rolling up completion. No, we don't need that. So actually, we can check that. That's just saying that it ain't gonna work in sprints. We don't need to do that. If we want exact times, we got exact times. That's fine. Then the last thing we do is we want to make this public, so that way we all can collaborate on this particular project. And then we click add. So now the project is added. We have the project name, and here we can select different projects. So we're inside this particular project. So now the first task is what we want to do is we want to create the task, and what the first task will be is initial deposit. So we put the initial deposit because that's the first thing we're going to do. And once we receive the payment, then we'll start the work. This is a general task list. You can upload attachments if need be. The team will be the teams we can select. The user will be whomever this is going to be assigned to, like project manager, whomever project manager, but for now this is just me. I can keep this standard, and the start date will be, what did I say, the 18th? Oh no, for this task we're giving them, let's say, until the 19th and whatnot, and this is a high priority because for this task to be fulfilled, they said they submitted the deposit, so if it hits tomorrow, then this task could be fulfilled. And then we can just put fire alarm as the tag. So that way we track all fire alarm stuff to fire alarm stuff. No reminder, no reoccurrence, no billing type or nothing like that. Actually, we could make it non-billable, so that way this doesn't really send out invoices. We don't have to do it from here. We could do it actually from Zoho Invoice. So now we add that initial task, and now all this task information is here. So as we collaborate back and forth, we can start adding information here as the project progress, right? So now we have our first task created, and once we create the task, or if the task has been completed, we can move it over to the next one, because we know that the task that's open was the initial deposit, but now it's on the way, so it's in progress. And once it receives the next step or the completion, you can just close out this particular, you can just bring it all the way over to the closed out section. So that way it'll close the actual ticket out. Now, milestones. Milestones is how we're going to break down the project into smaller pieces. So where this NAT report is going to show the timeline of the expected project, right? So I will have to add more tasks. Let me do that. Let's go back to the dashboard. So for us to create the NAT report, this guy right here, the timeline would be pretty much, I will list out, or you will start to understand the steps it would take from beginning to end of a project. And all we're really doing is listing out all of those steps, not every little detail, but grouping them up in all of these little steps and giving it a time frame. So for this first item here to complete the install, let's say that'll take us 2 weeks. So we'll put that date from start date to finish and how long that should take and things like that. So what they want to do is actually plan out their time so that they can track the progress of the entire project, right? So we created one, which is the 50% deposit, which we got. So the next one will have to be, we're gonna submit the application for the approved drawings, because that'll be essentially the next step. So we create a task. This task is gonna be to submit application for the approved drawings, and the description is gonna be work with the engineer to design fire alarm drawings, submit fire alarm application, also pay FDNY fees, supply thermal. Then we just make some corrections, work with the engineer to design fire alarm drawings and submit the fire alarm application, also pay the FDNY fees supplied by the customer, right? General team, the user would be me or whichever user. Let's say this take 14 days. So the start date would be on the 19th. Then we could get the drawings approved in 1 week. Fire alarm. No reminder, non-billable, because everything's gonna be billed through Zoho invoice. So then now we add that information if we want. We don't need to. So we close this ticket out. Next task. Remember, when you go back to the dashboard, you go to the details. The details is where you put all the description at. That should help you build this NAT report. So after we submit the plans to get the approved drawings, we could then start the installation. We create a new task. Click this plus button to create a new task inside the open task. Control B. Complete fire alarm install. Install the remaining equipment. Power up and program the system. User. This will be, I could start it after, I'll say after the approval. Let me see. Let's say we'll start this on a Thursday, and this will take us the 21st. Let's say about the 5th. No, give me 1 more week. We'll be finished by the 6th. Let's say I'm giving myself like 2 weeks. This is all, keep it fire alarm, keep it all basic, non-billing. Boom, add, close. Dashboard. So after we install the system, we're going to program it. Copy that, go to task, create new task, copy, and then program. I want to change that. This would be on, that last one was the 6th. Start date would be the 6th. This would only take a day to do. I'm going to just keep that as fire alarm. On billing, could also be billable, but we'll work that out when we get there. Once we understand this a little bit better, we add. So now we have programming. Just check this real quick. Dashboard details. So after we program, we're going to install the communicator. Go back to task, new task, paste it, install fire alarm communicator. User. This will be, so since we're going to finish programming this day, we'll do it on the 9th, and that should only take a day. I may have to change this. I'm gonna have to go back and edit those other ones and put the actual hours or days that it actually was gonna take to do this. So let's do that real quick. Submit plans. Let's say work hours per day. So we got to multiply times 14 times 8 equals 112. 112 hours. Oh, okay. 8 hours per day. 8 hours per day for 14 days, which is 112 working hours. So this would be 16 days. This would take 1 day. Cool. So now we got the hours So if we close this out, and we just look at the NAT report real quick. Now we can see a timeline of the progress of the project. So what we would do is if we could, yep, there's a way to export this, so we can export this and give it to the customer. But we ain't finished yet. So let's go back to the dashboard, details, and what was that? We submitted the application, completed. Actually, let's go back to this, because this is still in progress. Actually, we gotta change the date, because she said that the 8th, so we're gonna wait to 13 like that. That's how we're gonna do that. Right. So that's updated, because we're still waiting for that. So now let's go back to the NAT report. Let's see what that looks like. See now, yeah, there we go. Because we haven't got the deposit. So we estimating when we actually gonna start this work, because we haven't got the deposit yet. So let's go back to task. Just trying to line the days up so that way it look a little bit better. You look at the NAT report, nothing's overlapping. So everything is, you got your weekend, and then now we back to work again. All right. So dashboard, details. So we already programmed the system. We installed the communicator. So now we have to set up and activate the central station. Copy, task, new task, set up and activate central station, submit. We submit the paperwork. We're going to program the communicator to send signals, and 100% test of the equipment installed or connected to the system. User, me, this would be 8. Start date would be 11th to the 11th. That'll take a day. So everything is there. Dashboard. So we set up the system central station. So now we pre-test. One more thing, and then after we schedule the inspection, and then it's the FDNY final inspection. That'll be the last thing. So now we're going to pre-test task, pre-test the fire alarm system to make sure we're ready. 100%. This will take a day. On the day after, we non-billable. Click add. Okay, now close that out. Dashboard, and we did a pre-test. So now we schedule. This will take like 2 weeks. And we submit paperwork to Expediter to request for final fire alarm inspection. This will take, this is 8 hours. You click done. This will be actually on the Tuesday, and we should get the word back. Take a week inspection day. Close that, and then the final thing would be to have the final inspection, and this is going to be a guesstimation of a day. Let's say sometime in November. Let's say November 6th. We add. So now our NAT report should be complete. So this should be our NAT report, giving them a timeline of the estimated completion of the project. And as long as you have some type of timeline, then it's okay. You could have some schedule to follow. So that's pretty much how you would do that. But you would click this 3 buttons here, and you will export this to PDF. And let's see what this will look like. It's not bad. Let's try the other view, dark in view. Much better. So we should be able to see what is in progress and what's left and what's open. So from here, they could be like, oh, okay, thanks. I appreciate that. So now we download this, and we're going to call this Can Fire Alarm. And this is only if a customer requested, then we should be doing this anyway, just in case they do request it. This also keeps us in line with the projects we have and how we could track it. If we off track or on track, if we spent too many days, if we underestimated, if I say something's going to take 2 weeks, but then it actually take 3 weeks, now we could record that. So the next time we have a similar job, we know, hey, this is going to take 3 weeks. So this is how much it actually will cost for us to do this job. We're in a business to make money, not lose. So I hope this helps, and see you on the next.